how do we have healthy friendships? My name is Nick, and today we're gonna be jumping into a game, we're gonna be jumping into a message, we're gonna have a song afterwards, so let's jump in.
Welcome everyone, my name is Yasmin.
And my name is Jake.
And welcome to HSM News. Guys, we've been practicing that this whole time and Jake can't get it, but it's okay. Nick's coming
I'm
back
the guest today, you know what I mean? I have no idea how this segment works. So
yeah, it's your first time on HSM News,
it's my first time. You probably don't know who I am. My name is Jake, yet again.
Yet again. Well, today we are going to be putting our friendship to the test. Jake, you want to give a little background of our friendship?
Here's the thing. We've been friends for a while now. We're also forced to be friends because we work together. So we're going to play a fun game. Yasmin, what is this game?
It's called Who is Most Likely To. So Jake and I have two signs. One says Jake, one says Yasmin. And we are going to be testing and going through a series of who is most likely to questions. But you have to hide it. So on three, we'll like switch and say who we think is like, most likely to do this certain thing.
Here's the thing. I haven't even seen these questions. So I honestly only know the first question of this. I have no idea what all the other questions are. So these are genuine reactions from yours truly.
All right. So let's go through the first one.
Let's go.
All right. Who is most likely to forget people's names? 3, 2, 1. 100%.
Yeah, easy. Y'all know me.
We're gonna start off easy.
That doesn't mean I don't love you. I just don't love you enough to remember your name. That's terrible. That's so bad.
Who is most likely to go back to teach at their high school?
Oh.
All right, ready?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I like teaching. I would never go to high school. High schoolers are terrible.
Yeah,
They're the worst. Am I right?
Right. Who is most likely to skip church?
This is so bad. I hope none of us, because we're pastors, but
all right, ready?
if we have to.
2, 1.
This is so bad. It's so true though. Like I'm like
all of these are
frolicking in the woods or
what
like
we're
running.
learning from this game is that I'm an amazing
basically,
human.
and I'm terrible. This is so bad.
Who is most likely to be the teacher's pets?
All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
this
I
is
won
so
this as
true.
my senior standout. So,
Really?
Yeah.
So obviously she's the teacher's pet.
So obviously I am the teacher's pet. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Who is most likely to give a student bad advice?
This is so bad.
This is actually
I hope
really
none
hard.
of us, honestly.
I don't know. All right.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
What? Oh, I just put. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna put like just me, just be nice. This is so bad. Why would you say that, Yasmin?
Do you think you'd give bad advice?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel like I think more like about my answers. Like I overanalyze, and you just like say things like that come to your mind easily.
Yeah.
So.
Just to let you know, I'm her boss, so I'm taking all this into consideration.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Who is most likely to be indecisive with a simple question?
Oh, this is easy.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, really?
Why did you think you?
I always need time to think about almost any question. Like, Yasmin will ask me questions in the office. Well, back when we used to work in the office, I'd be like, give me like 5 minutes. Why would you say you?
I don't know. Like, well, it depends maybe on the question. Like, if it's like well, now I'm thinking maybe.
Hey, I successfully convinced her that I'm terrible.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Next question.
Okay. Who is most likely to get a perfect score on the SAT?
Oh. All right.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, we're both not that smart, if you know us. Like, as academically, like, we work hard.
We're smart and work hard, but...
Yeah, I never got amazing grades, honestly.
Yeah, no.
So I don't think any of us... Is there one for, like, no one?
All right, this one is juicy, and it is
Juicy.
the last one.
Question, okay. I'm, like, nervous.
Who is most likely to snitch on someone?
Snitch.
Like tattletale.
Oh, gosh. All right, I have one. I don't think any of us, but if I had to pick, this is my answer. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Really? I just picked me because I'm like, maybe sometimes I get passionate and but I don't think I've snitched on anyone in like years, but I think you're pretty good at this. She's a 2 on the Enneagram, which means she really cares about people, so that's why I didn't pick you. I'm like, I couldn't imagine you like being unfaithful to someone by like snitching. But
well, maybe there's a difference between snitching and like
rumors, I guess. Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
then
there's
both of us.
I don't know. Who knows? Both of us or none of us. Thanks for joining us today for HSM News. This was fun.
Yes,
wow.
guys, we are finally having Nick back on for HSM News.
No,
Nick, we
this
love
was
you,
fun.
but I am ready to have my partner in
Wow,
crime.
so
we will
sad.
see you guys next week in the service, and stay tuned because we are going to be talking about friendships in this service.
Let's
So,
go.
Let's get it.
We all want healthy friendships. We want people there when the going gets tough. Here's the thing, we're talking all about that question today, but we're also going into a completely brand new series called #RelationshipGoals, where we're talking about how to have healthy parent relationships, healthy friendships, and healthy dating relationships. So I hope you enjoy this series, and let's jump right in.
Tonight, we are starting our new series about relationships. And maybe you click this video because you're like, oh my gosh, they're gonna teach me how to talk to that boy or girl that I like. I'm gonna get a boyfriend or girlfriend after watching this. Or maybe you click this video because maybe you are in a relationship and you want to see how your relationship can improve with your boo thing. Or maybe you're in a not healthy relationship and you're like, please God, speak to me through this video because I want out of this relationship. Well, don't worry, we are going to talk about all that mushy, gushy relationship dating stuff in just a bit. But in this relationship series, we are going to be talking about how you can improve in your relationships.
We all want to be liked, right? And sometimes we'll do some crazy things just to get the affirmation of friends. It reminds me of a game growing up called Dare, like I Dare You. And what that game was really doing is that it was giving you an opportunity to prove yourself to other people. I remember there was a time I was with a few of my buddies when I was in middle school, and we went into the store and I saw that they were taking things without paying for them. And so when we got outside, I was a little jealous because they had things that I didn't have. I felt like they were daring me to do the same thing. And so the next time I was like, well, I'm gonna grab some things for free as well. And so I did, and I did it a few more times until that one time when I was leaving the store, I felt this hand on my shoulder and this voice that said, come with me. And at 11 years old, I got arrested. I got arrested for stealing. So here's the moral of this story. Affirmation can get you arrested. So be careful in trying to get approval from different friends.
So I know this trend has been going on forever when it comes to Twitter or Instagram is the to be honest posts. Like for TBH, comment for a TBH. Y'all, I think that is like literally some of the most cringiest things I remember. If those to be honest posts, I remember in high school, I was like looking through my old DMs and man, I am so embarrassing. I literally told this guy, like, to be honest, I used to like you in middle school. Like, hope we could be friends one day. Or maybe some of you guys have like that same experience where you're like, to be honest, we go to the same school and you seem really fun. We should be friends sometimes. Or maybe you put, to be honest, I think you're really nice. I hope we can become BFFs one day. Like, I don't really know what we're trying to get out of these to be honest posts, if we're being really honest here, but we seem to do a lot of things in order to seek attention and validation from people.
We're talking today or right now about what kind of friends we should have in our relationships. I'm sure you've experienced terrible friends who have spread rumors behind your back, totally backstabbed you, who have maybe been mean to you in public. Or maybe you've had really great friends who you can trust to say or to tell a secret, someone who pushes you to become better. So today we're talking about what it takes to have a good friendship.
But when I think about the kind of friend that I want to be, it reminds me of this incredible story about 4 guys in the book of Mark. And I want you to just pay attention to these dudes and how they were extremely good friends. It starts in verse 1 in Mark 2, and this is what it says. When Jesus returned to Capernaum several days later, the news spread quickly that he was back home. Soon the house where he was staying was so packed with visitors that there was no more room, even outside the door. While he was preaching God's word to them, 4 men arrived carrying a paralyzed man on a mat. They couldn't bring him to Jesus because of the crowd, so they dug a hole through the roof above his head. Then they lowered the man on his mat right down in front of Jesus. Seeing their faith, Jesus said to the paralyzed man, "My child, your sins are forgiven."
We can learn several things from these men in this passage. Today, we're actually talking about 3 specific things that we can learn about friendships, because I would say the luckiest man is not one of those holding the stretcher, but the luckiest man in this scenario is the man on the stretcher. Even though he's completely paralyzed, I believe he's the luckiest because he has friends that were able to carry him through the hard times. We all want that. So here are 3 things that they do well in their friendship.
So the first thing that we see is that a godly friend brings you closer to Jesus. We see in this story that this man physically could not get to Jesus on his own, but by being in the presence of Jesus' followers, they helped him in his walk with Jesus and helped build that relationship with him. We should want to be friends with people who bring us closer to Jesus. People who push us in our walk, people who encourage us, people who are there through our highs and lows. Right now, I'm going to take you through the book of Proverbs. But a little backstory on the book of Proverbs, it was actually written by a man named Solomon. And Solomon was one of the wisest men who ever lived. So I don't know about you, but I want to seek wisdom from one of the wisest men who ever lived. And Proverbs are like little nuggets of wisdom. So this little nugget of wisdom that I am going to share with you comes from Proverbs 13:20. And it says, "Walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with the fools and get in trouble." We should want to associate ourselves with wise people because those are the people who are going to bring us closer to Jesus. And spending time with fools is going to get us in a lot of trouble. I know a couple of weeks ago, I ran into a bunch of my old friends and I hadn't hung out with them in a while. And part of me was like, man, I just want to be accepted into this group. They're so fun. They're so wild. They were just like people that I used to love to hang out with. And I remember calling my friend on the phone after, and I was like crying. I was so sad because I was like, oh my gosh, like I would love to hang out with them again. I wish they would invite me to all these places with them. And my friend quickly stopped me and she was like, Yasmin, let's be honest here. Do you think that hanging out with that group of girls is going to lead you in the path that you want to go? Because all they do is party and drink all the time. Do you really want to be associated with that? Do you think you're going to grow as a person hanging out with them? And obviously my answer was like, no, they are probably not going to be the best influence in my life. Something I always try to remember is that you are the 5 closest people that you hang out with. So the 5 closest people that I hold near and dear to my heart, I want them to push me to be closer to Jesus. They are the people who are going to help me in my walk with Jesus and encourage me, because if I choose most of my 5 closest people to be people who are not doing things that I should be doing or going to lead me off the right path, they're ultimately going to lead me to a foolish life. So remember, your 5 closest friends are a reflection of who you are. So I want you to reflect right now, who are those 5 close people in your life?
Now, the second thing that we see in this story that I want to share with you is something that we should all aspire to be as friends. And here it is. We need to be godly friends, a godly friend who is there for others when they are hurting. See, I know for me in my life, I'm so grateful for a friends who've come alongside me when I was going through a tough trial or when I was hurting. You see, good friends know what's wrong or what's going on with their friends because they're constantly checking in just to see if everything is okay. And so I know for me, I want to be that kind of friend as well because it's played a valuable part in my life. And so the question is, what about you? Do you want to be that kind of friend as well? See, the Bible talks about this kind of friend in 1 John chapter 3, verses 18 through 19. And this is what it says. It says, "Dear children, let's not merely say that we love each other. Let us show the truth by our actions. Our actions will show that we belong to the truth. So we will be confident when we stand before God." You see, talk is cheap. Love is actually an action word. You see, it's not about saying we're going to do something. It's actually about doing it. And so if you have a friend that is hurting, I want to encourage you. Don't just say you're going to do something. Find a way to take action to show that you love your friend.
The third thing that these friends did that made them amazing friends is that they overcame adversity together. I mean, just imagine this. If you had friends that when someone else asked, hey, so I heard that one of your friends actually talked about someone else, and immediately your friend's like, yeah, they're the worst. They always spread rumors. I can't believe them. If they talked about you to someone else that easily, when it got kind of tough to talk good about you, but they talked so much bad things about you, like they obviously weren't able to overcome adversity to keep a healthy relationship with you. Overcoming adversity is so important in your friendships. I go back to these men and the fact of they could have given up. You know, there's tons of people in the house, but instead they carried somehow this man on the stretcher all the way to the top of the roof, dug a hole, and propelled him down right in front of Jesus. That is adversity. The best relationships that I have had, we've gone through several fights. I'm very close to all of my siblings, and one of the reasons that I am is because you best know we fought 300,000 times. Like all of you probably have fought with your siblings. Sometimes those relationships are the best because you've overcome adversity together.
What kind of friend are we? I think you have to sit back and realize we should be the type of friend that we want to be friends with. You want to be that friend who is striving to be a better person. You want to be that friend who is striving to be more like Jesus. You want to be that friend who doesn't just quit on their friends when conflict arises. You want to be that friend who loves people big. Imagine your friends always saying like, hey, like, what do you think of when you think of Yasmin, for example? Myself. I hope that the people around me can say, wow, like Yasmin is an awesome, loving person and she's always someone that I can count on. So ask yourself that question. What kind of friend are you? And I know sometimes it can be difficult to think when it comes to the closest people in our lives and say, well, my friend like doesn't do the things that I do. My friend is not the kind of friend that I am. It can be really frustrating. Like they're not there all the time when I need them. They're not always texting me or calling me. But you can only control how you respond. You can't control how other people's react towards you or act towards you. So remember to love people big regardless of the way that they're treating you and be the friend that you want to be. And I know some of you guys are probably wondering, like, Yasmin, I want to be with friends who continually lead me closer to Jesus. Well, I want to give you the opportunity to find friends like that. The best way to find friends who lead you closer to Jesus is in a growth group. We are actually offering growth groups in this season. So if you want to join a group, I want you to text the word groups to 67076. Again, it's right here on the screen. That is the best place to find wise people who are going to lead you closer to Jesus.
Friendships are hard. And so now we want to share with you this worship song that we can hope you reflect on what we just talked about. And this worship song is called Hindsight. And I want you to pay attention to this line in the song that says this, my God isn't finished yet. And just know that God is not finished with you creating new friendships.
As I reflect, I find perspective. They're in the best and worst days of this life. You were always on my side. You're in the pain, you're in the promise, and on the days the furnace finds my faith, you're the fourth within the If he did it before, he can do it again. So I'll trust him with what comes next. 'Cause my heart says I can count on this. My God isn't finished yet. If he did it before, he can do it again. So I'll trust him with what comes next. For the God I know is known for faithfulness. Now my heart says I can trust him with what's next. For the God I know is known for faithfulness.
What an awesome message. What an awesome time. Thank you guys for being here with us. Hey, if you want to get more involved, we would love for you to do that. Just text groups to 67076 and we will reach out to you on how you can get connected into this community. Before we go, I just wanted to remind you that if you have questions about faith, we got videos all over this YouTube channel that we can connect with you. So we'll see you in one of the other videos.